Hello, and welcome to another episode of Study of X, the bi-weekly X-Men podcast where we discuss the Krakoan era of X-Men comics. I am your host, Tim, and with me, as always, is Sergio.
Hi, hello. You might notice some noise behind me. I apologize for that. I'm currently 3D printing something. So, imagine it's an X-Men thing, yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
They're 3D flower printing something on Krakoa.
Yeah. It's an ASMR kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also here is Chris.
Hello. I ended up picking up a book at LA Comic-Con this year written by the Lewolds. They're the ones that kind of got the original X-Men cartoon off of the ground. And boy, this has been really interesting. Did you guys know that the first season of the X-Men cartoon was basically written and thought up of by two people who have never read an X-Men comic?
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all they had was, some friends that were fans of the show and a tabletop RPG character guide. And that's all I had.
Yeah,
that's all you need, honestly.
My favorite little bit of X-Men the Animated Series trivia is apparently Stan Lee was like insisting he do like voiceovers for the show, just like little Stan Lee monologues of this is what the plot's doing now, and they had to be like, no Stan, we don't want that. Like,
I believe that. That's actually the next chapter I'm on, because they just got a note back from Marvel editorial. Somebody was upset, and they're like, okay, and then right after that, Stan Lee called.
Yeah, oh
and
boy.
I'm gonna read that tonight.
But yeah, we just back on topic here. We got 3 issues. Well, I guess it wasn't really off topic. But anyway, 3 issues this week. We got New Mutants number 15, Cable number 7, and Wolverine number 8. Wolverine number 8 is longer. Not really that long, but longer.
Long-ish.
Yeah.
It includes a prologue because it's Wolverine's... It's not here. Hold on.
It is.
It is
the 350 issues.
Yes.
Is what we're celebrating. They celebrate these little milestone stuff, and they'll usually give them some extra pages when that happens.
Mm-hmm. And I think this one's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Once we get there, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. All of these are fine.
Yeah.
I think all of these are also very ripe, for discussion. So we'll see where we land on them.
Yeah. Let's get into New Mutants here.
Yes. So New Mutants number 15, The Kids Ain't All Right, written by Vita Ayala and released in January of 2021. And before we jump into this, I do need to make true about my promise of discussing who Anole is, because I didn't write anything down last time.
Oh, yeah.
So he is Victor Borkowski, also known as Anole. He was introduced in New Mutants number 2 in 2003. Despite being a relatively new character, he's actually been in a lot. He's either the main stage or he's kind of second to the main stage as a character. He was in Alpha Squadron with Northstar as his mentor. Northstar also kind of helped him come to terms with his own sexuality of being gay. He survived M-Day with his powers. He has helped the X-Men in Messiah Complex. He also fought against the Skrulls in Secret Invasion and a ton of other things. So he's been around the block a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it should be pretty obvious based on his looks. He has reptilian-based powers, so he's faster, he's more dexterous. He's been shown to be stronger as well, but not really how strong. He can also climb on walls, limb regeneration, so his one arm that kind of looks more, not beastly, but less human.
Spiky.
Was an arm that got cut off. Yeah, spiky.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's basically his whole thing. Been around a lot, a fan favorite. He's a good egg.
All right.
But you know who's not good eggs?
Yeah, these kids that ruined the treehouse. What did you do? Or the fort is what it's called? It's a treehouse.
Yeah, it's basically a treehouse. You can call it a fort. I think that's also a cool name. But there's smoke in it. Part of it's been blown up. Apparently, these kids are having turf wars on Krakoa now.
Yeah, they try to be like, oh, we don't know what happened. It was just an accident. we weren't paying attention, just it caught on fire. It happens.
Magic has to come in and be the adult of the situation, and does finally get somebody to talk, and is basically told, yeah, no, the kids from over there did some stuff.
Yeah. We had some bullying going on, apparently. So she says it's not going to happen again, and the kid's like, what does it matter? There's no laws.
Which, hey, you know what, kid? Fair point. But also, bullies suck.
Yeah. So she just says, like, no, this is technically not respecting the sacred land, and also, like, don't do that. And yeah, I do think it's interesting that is kind of like a thing that's kind of taking root in, like, the Krakowan kids, is like, who cares? Let's just do whatever we want.
Yeah, there are no rules.
It's what happens when kids get bored.
Yes. Kids.
Yeah, I like how this is like doubling down on the idea that no one's really picked up the slack in terms of education and infrastructure for kids and providing the things that they need. So this again speaks to how excited I am about this New Mutants direction, given that it's going to give us a glimpse on like more mundane kind of look at Krakoa.
Yeah. I agree. That seems like what we're doing right now. It's just kind of we're looking at the kids who are kind of falling through the cracks here.
Which is all the kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
We brought like whole families and like children over here, and we just don't know what to do with them. Like,
yeah, I guess unless you're like Summer or one of the X-Men's kids.
Yeah.
Like one of the mainline characters' kids. You're basically on your own.
Yeah, it does not seem great structure-wise, but yeah, get our little intro page here, and we cut to Cosmar, Anole, and Rainboy and No Girl just having a little training exercise in the woods.
A good old scrap.
Yeah.
I do like how they've shown Cosmar's abilities so far. She uses it on Anole, and he becomes all wobbly and almost 2D.
Yeah.
It's a very fun way to show her weird nightmare reality warping powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like how the art in this issue lends itself well to Cosmar's powers.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is very good art to depict this stuff. We kind of talked about it last time, but yeah, this is a very distinct look. I like it quite a bit.
Yeah. A lot of scribbles, a lot of like suggestive shapes rather than caring too much about shading and detail. So I really like it.
Yeah, it feels almost like sketch-like, but I feel like that's kind of not correct either. Like, there is detail here. It's just, I don't know. It's good. It's got personality.
Yeah. It doesn't feel incomplete.
Yeah.
It's just what it looks like.
Yeah. But yeah, we figure out they are being taught by the Shadow King.
I'm sure that's gonna go well after what we learned last time.
Yeah. And he's being very...
I don't really need to learn anything to know you don't want to be taught by the Shadow King.
Yeah, he's a good guy, you know? He's just helping them out, just teaching them some stuff. He's so proud of them. He says, "You're gonna do well in the Crucible, Cosmar." That's weird. She has powers.
Why would she want to go into the ritual death pit?
Yeah.
When she has powers?
You know immediately why.
You do know immediately why. You know, this issue kind of plays it up as a like, oh, what could it be for? But it's very clear that she is not happy with what her powers have done to her looks.
Yeah. Or just in general, she doesn't really seem to like the powers too much. Like, I don't think she likes making people go all wobbly.
No, I don't think she does either. But the fact that it's also very visible on her is, I think, the main reason for it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the point of like this mutant like group too. All of these mutants kind of have that deal where it's all pretty visible on them. Like Rainboy is made of water. No Girl doesn't have a body. She's a brain in a jar. And Oli is a lizard man.
Yeah.
Like yeah, these aren't the looker mutants.
No.
But yeah, he again some more words of encouragement from the Shadow King here, and Cosmar says, "Hey, will you come when I'm going through Crucible?" And he's like, "Of course." He's
Why would I not?
Yeah, he's so supportive. But yeah, we cut to the boneyard where Aurora and Decken are flirting.
Yes, a hardcore.
This is an X Factor.
Hey, wait a second. But that's okay because we have our new mutant showing up with Scout as she breaks in saying, "Hey, who wants to make an audition tape for Bake Off Krakoa?"
Yeah.
Which I would absolutely watch. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
This is the content we crave.
Yes, I want it so bad.
Yeah, that is the stuff that you throw on Netflix while you chill in a blanket.
Mm-hmm. I want to see how people are going to be when they're baking. Is Storm a good baker? Will she be better than Anole? I don't know, and I want to know.
Yeah. But Decken kicks her out. She's really excited to hang out. Decken says, "I don't really got time for this right now. We are, we just set up a body like lab downstairs and it's smelling kind of weird. We just don't want you around. It's not a good place for kids."
Yeah, it's very much the classic older sibling who is busy, does not want to deal with the younger sibling.
Yeah.
She is pushed off to the side.
It feels like an excuse here. He wants to hang out with Aurora. They're doing some flirting.
Yeah. So, but after that, we cut back to more of the kids as they have all gathered around Camp Counselor Warpath, which I'm very glad he has embraced his look.
Oh yeah, we just short shorts, tank top.
Shorts, the whistle,
yeah.
Everything. So a bunch of the kids have gotten together because the new mutants are going to test their abilities and see how all of these kids work together. And he's splitting them into two groups. You have most of the other kids who have been here for a while, and then there are some quote-unquote new kids that need to be put through their paces to see what they can do.
Yeah, they look kind of wolfy. Like, all of them just look kind of wolfy. Different kinds of wolves.
Yes. And it's a little confusing here, because these four mutants that are going to be put through their paces, Scout basically reaches out and says, "Hey, I will work with them. I know who they are. We've worked together before." And she gets shut down by Warpath. But where it gets a little bit more confusing is this is technically the first time these four wolf-like characters have appeared in this reality. Because comics is doing that fun thing. These four have showed up before in the Age of X-Man event in a different reality. But whatever Scout is talking about here is not related to these versions of them.
Yeah, I believe this is the first actual appearance by these in, actual canon.
Yes. So when she is later going to say, "Hey, I know them," and they are going to respond that, "No, we don't know you," she is technically correct that she does know them, but not these ones.
Yeah. But yeah, we're trying out new little mutant power synergy things. We're doing more circuits. While these.
Hey, do you want a Sharknado?
Yeah, it's really cool. Rainboy makes a little whirlwind thing with his hands, and Shark Girl is just I kind of guess rides it, but yeah, it's a Sharknado. Yeah. And these four are just kind of doing monkey bars and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, less team building, more let's see what you can do.
We get Tempest lighting up armor where it turns the armor into fire, so it's fire armor.
Yeah. It's a lot of cool, fun stuff. You also have Cosmar and Anole, turning Anole more into a monster so he can fight better. Pixie tries to throw Scout in a fastball special and ends up just throwing her completely in the wrong direction.
Yeah. It's fun. I like these pages here. But yeah,
yeah. It's a fun training montage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Scout lands near the four dudes and they just kind of brush her off we don't actually know you. She kind of references Age of X-Man, which, just for people that don't know this, that was kind of the major event right before Krakoa. They all got to go to another reality for a little bit. Or most of the X-Men did. But yeah, they just kind of brush her off here. Someone says she tries too hard, and Scout's upset. Scout really wants someone to talk to, and she's not really getting that.
Yeah, she's getting brushed off quite a lot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Five continue to not really have a handle on what's going on in our data page here. Alexer sends a note here to Wolfsbane about Wolfsbane's trying to get her son back.
Oh boy, Wolfsbane's son.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That is that's a thing. That's a time. I don't know what it is about comics and not being able to handle pregnancy and childbirth normally. They always have to throw in some really weird twist.
Yeah. What do you want to tell us about Tyr here?
I wish I never could, but so this is back in around 2010, 2011. Wolfsbane met and reforged her relationship with the Asgardian wolf prince Hrimhari, I believe is how you say his name. And that alone should give you an idea of what kind of wacky nonsense we're about to get into. So she and this wolf prince have a very nice night together. And not long after that, Wolfsbane becomes ill and starts to actually die because her pregnancy of the first mutant/god hybrid was killing her. So, the Wolf Prince exchanges his soul to Hela in order to save Elixir, who at the time was dying, because Elixir can save Wolfsbane and baby Tyr. The baby, in particular, was special, causing a lot of different gods, demons, and other horrible creatures to try and kill Wolfsbane so Tyr could not be born. Instead, Wolfsbane gave birth to Tyr, for some reason throwing him up. I don't know why, but he came out as like a little baby wolf pup, and he had very similar powers to his mother, so he could change into a human form, he had a wolf form, but likely because of his god relations, he also grew up extremely quickly, becoming a 12-year-old really, really fast. He also held his own against several lords of hell for a while, and was eventually killed by Strong Guy, who was having a villain streak, because Strong Guy stabbed him in the back with a magic trident, where he died in a flash of light. And that was the last time, well, almost the last time we saw Tyr. There was a other event where he showed up as a ghost in the afterlife. But for all intents and purposes, Tyr is gone, and Wolfsbane never really got over it.
Yeah, and now mutant resurrection is a thing, so we should bring back the wolf kid, the wolf god, but nope.
Yeah, the wolf god mutant hybrid, who would probably be really good to have on your island.
Yeah, but yeah, so again, she kind of gets the runaround here. It's, yeah, you know, we're looking into it. I talked to X Factor, they're busy, but you can follow up with them. I wish we could do more. You can call me, but you have a good one. It's just like, yeah, it's nothing. Like,
yeah, it's a big nothing, which, because of the nature of comics and the way that this child, quote unquote, died, understandable that she should probably look into it. But regardless of how weird and wacky her kid is, I actually really like this section of it because Wolfsbane is having a really hard time with this. She misses her son and has ever since he was gone. And now when she has the hope of him coming back, it got dashed again. And this time it's because the bureaucracy of bringing somebody back to life still hasn't really been ironed out.
I gotta say, the thing that I find the most offensive about this letter is the fact that Elixir is the one who sent it.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't want to get a response from one of the five. This feels like something that maybe the council would need to address. But no, it gets handled by like the... You know, they don't have a lot of decision-making power, but them getting the actual... power to decide whether this baby gets brought back or, you know, her child, regardless of the age, is a little offensive to me.
Yeah, they kind of also, in addition to you know, having the five do all this resurrection stuff, kind of made them the face of customer service.
Yeah.
For the resurrection protocols, and like, I don't know. I think you're putting a lot on the five's plate.
And it works for them when everything is going smoothly.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen people adore them and view them almost godlike. But then when you have actual complications, they're already so busy, and them having to deal with it it doesn't work.
But our next scene here is Wolfsbane really wanting to talk to Moonstar about this whole not getting her son back thing. Want to give a shout out to Danny's slippers here. They're pretty good.
Ooh, they're little dog slippers. I didn't even notice. Those are so cute.
Yeah, they're great.
And then the next page is Wolfsbane kind of explaining a little bit about her son, and you get different images of what he looked like when he dies when he was a baby. Just kind of explaining why it hurts so much for her. And Danny, being the absolute wonderful soul she is saying all the right things that she can in the moment.
Yeah. But yeah, just comforts her, like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. We'll go get proof. I got you. But Karma's here. It's party time. Sorry, Wolfsbane, it's time to go to the party.
Yeah, just put your sadness and loss on hold because, hey, Doug's reception, and we gotta go celebrate the fact that our friend got married.
Yeah, Moonstar's gotta give a speech. Sorry, you gotta go.
Yeah, I do like this particular piece that the artist did here, where the last scene, which is Wolfsbane saying, hey, I'll be along shortly, is her standing in the same bedroom, but it's far more sketched out and lacks color. It doesn't say it, and I'm sure it could be up to interpretation. To me, that just screams depression and loneliness.
Yeah, I think one of the kind of themes that's going on here is just like there is this sense of isolation happening for mutants on Krakoa, and we don't really have there isn't really a solution to that right now.
Yeah, especially if it's mutants that are hurting in different ways.
Yeah.
If things are going well for you, then yeah, this is paradise. But if you're struggling with loss, if you don't find a place to fit in and you don't know where you're supposed to be, then what do you do?
Yeah, there's just so much like administrative neglect towards people who don't fit right in.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to phrase it here. It really feels like we have dropped the ball here.
Yeah, and it feels like no one has really noticed. We did get that letter to start off this new arc of them pointing it out, but even then it was more of the overarching problem of the kids are having turf wars and not the kids are not all right.
Yeah. But we get another data page here. This is the Journals of Amel Farouk.
Yeah, it is just a page of text kind of explaining from Amal's point of view of his slow descent of losing himself and the Shadow King taking over. How, as we saw last time, Amal Farouk is a kind-hearted person deep inside, but once he became melded with the Shadow King, that entity ended up pushing out all of that empathy and becoming what he is now.
Yeah, and it's you can kind of it's this interesting depiction here because you see it getting just like more and more hazy, and he's really not able to make sense of like what is even happening anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the last entry here is just him being like, "Yep, we're gonna be king."
I wonder, now that it's been pointed out that this new arc is really focusing on those who are slipping between the cracks, if the Shadow King is supposed to be emblematic of what happens if they keep slipping between the cracks and nobody helps them back up.
Yeah. And like that probably is a good shout because that really is kind of the Shadow King really did not have anybody not the Shadow King, but Farouk didn't really have anybody to like actually bring him out of that. And now he's a bad influence on young impressionable mutants.
Mm-hmm. He's basically continuing the cycle of what happened to him.
Yeah. But yeah, we're at the Green Lagoon. It's reception time. We're having a little sing-song up on the stage, and people are very happy about Doug and Bay getting married. All the new mutants are here. We got Sunspot, we got Cannonball, we got Warlock.
Yep, they came back from their space vacation. You can even see other people around here. I see Havoc, I see Cyclops, Peeper, there's Magneto and Xavier. There's a lot of people here just hanging out and celebrating our good boy Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how Bay is holding Cypher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just having a little hug. But yeah, we're having a little celebration. Magic gives him a noogie. tells Bay like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's my bad. He's your noogie now."
that is your thing now. Magic is a little intimidated.
Yeah. But yeah, we cut to Scout here, who is looking around for Dakin at the party. And he's just she really wants to spend some time with her cousin. I'm not really sure their relation.
Cousin's probably the closest you could get.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to think too much about it.
No.
But yeah, she found him. Now she wants to talk, but he seems busy.
Ooh, I don't know if it's gonna go well. She's probably gonna get blown off again.
Yeah.
And then Sunspot is kind of, grieving over the fact that magic interrupted his wonderfully crafted speech that he was gonna give, and it was gonna be perfect. And oh well.
Yeah. But yeah, Moonstar sees Wolfsbane just kind of sulking over here as Anoli makes a drink and hops over to talk as Anoli gives a thumbs up to somebody.
Yeah, you can see Cosmar, Rainboy, and No Girl kind of off to the side, kind of giving Cosmar a bit of a pep talk as Danny and Wolfsbane just continue to talk about how, though Wolfsbane is here, she's really not able to get into the celebration, which, understandable.
Yeah. But yeah, just as they're talking, Cosmar kind of interrupts, and she has a request here. She has a lot of respect for Danny, likes her quite a bit, has really good control over her powers, helped her out. She wants her to be her partner for Crucible.
Oh man, there's so much to say about this.
Yeah.
It's very, I feel like the biggest word I could probably use is just heartbreaking.
Yeah, you got like Anoli kind of hyping it up in the background. Rainbow's watching, being all happy. Other people are noticing. And Anoli makes like a big announcement of like, Cosmar has asked Danny to enter the Crucible. This is like watching somebody get like a proposal rejection.
Yeah. And, to quote Cosmar here, she says, "When I first got my powers, I was terrified. I hurt people. It twisted up my body as well as reality. I've come a long way in learning to control what I do to the world, but I can't change my body back. Not without your help. I know I can trust you."
Yeah.
And that's when she asks to be, have a Crucible partner. And Danny tries to very politely turn her down and say, "Hey, you are a beautiful person regardless of what you look like on the outside. I'm not going to do the Crucible with you because you are perfect as you are." And that was not what Cosmar wanted to hear.
Yeah, it's the mutants that go through Crucible are people who have been robbed of their gifts. You have your gift. Like, you are perfect. And Cosmar is very upset by this and just says, like, how could you understand? You didn't get warped, and just runs off. Noli kind of tells off Danny a little bit, and the other new mutants look to chase her down, but kind of have a warning, like, you got to be careful, though. Her powers get a little bit out of control.
I really love this. I feel like, again, this is the sort of drama and melodrama that is afforded by us taking a look into more mundane kind of Krakoa day-to-day stuff. So it's not often that we get to see this sort of drama play out like at the sort of personal or familiar or community level in other sort of series. So I think this is immediately paying off the fact that we're not just on another space adventure or what have you.
Yeah, I agree. This is the kind of stuff that's like, it lends itself to these like big emotional, like weighty moments, and I think that's working quite well.
And it really works.
It's been like 2 issues, and we're already getting hit by one of these, and it's very effective. So, yeah, good job there. But yeah, Magic or Danny debates going after her. People are like, no, just give her some time here, and we end this issue. Okay, we're back.
I blame the Shadow King on those technical difficulties. I think he was doing it on purpose to create mischief and chaos.
Yeah, almost a good stopping point there. But yeah, so the party continues as Farouk salutes who's been standing here this whole time, just salutes the couple as Cypher and Bay kiss.
Mm-hmm. To young love and the youth, and to our great future.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this issue a lot. This is good stuff. This New Mutant run has been started off very strong.
It's getting better too. Again, I really liked the last issue where Scout really brought up the fact about clones, because that is a problem and nobody's talking about it. So I'm glad somebody is discussing it. And having now discussed this one, I'm coming to like more and more the different angles of looking at the same problem for Young Mutants. And I think as we keep going, I'm probably going to continue to be more positive on this. But I agree. I think this says very, very good things about the writer. Of even after a few issues, we can get hit with an emotional beat and it'll hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said this a million times now, but like the narrative space that this is working in is really fascinating to me, and one of the things that I've been asking for since pretty much the beginning of this show. So yeah, very excited about where we're going.
Yeah, same here. Meanwhile, let's go into Cable number 7 as we do some cop stuff.
Yes, it's been a minute. We need to get back to the storyline.
Yeah, we got some baby saving to do.
Yep.
Heck yeah, we do.
I'd almost forgotten about these babies.
Yeah, same.
I think a lot of us did.
Yeah, so we got the we open up here with Gorgon and Gorgon's swords just as a X on the island as we kind of look toward the ocean and have some people who are just, having a little remembrance party. I don't really know if these were Gorgon's friends. I don't know why Mondo's here.
I don't think they were, because it's like Kid Omega. It's one of the one
of the cuckoos. I think Callisto.
Yeah, that's Callisto.
Yeah.
Magic.
And then Cypher and Bay. I was like, did Gorgon not have any friends?
Apparently not. I mean, to be fair, okay, he was part of Hydra for a while, and if you're a Nazi, like, you're probably not going to have many friends.
But yeah, Cable's just kind of thinking about X of Swords here, and just says like, I'm not gonna fail them. I need to get these babies back.
Yeah, and this is weirdly I think this is the last batch. Oh, I might be wrong on that. That's going to be picking up where X of Swords left off, because X of Swords ended end of November, early December, and this issue came out in January of 2021. So there was a bit of a gap between the end of that and the start of this. We had all of these other issues, as New Mutants, Marauders, all of that came out, and then finally Cable came out.
Yeah, I think it might be Wolverine, actually, which we'll cover next, which is the actual last one of these that we're picking up.
Ooh, I think you're right. I'm looking at my list. Weirdly, I would say Wolverine does it better than Cable does. Cable's is a little awkward, only because I think it's weird that so far this is the only one to talk about Gorgon outside of maybe a paragraph.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like Cable has a attachment to Gorgon.
Yeah, and again, to be fair, I don't know if anybody did.
True, I guess if somebody had to, but it just kind of doesn't help this book, which I feel like Cable is just kind of in a weird place as a book. So
yeah. But we go to a little interaction here with him and his sister, Rachel Summers. I really like this interaction. Rachel's like, "Oh yeah, you've been kind of avoiding me, but thanks for the invite." And Cable's like, "Okay, like we got all the otherworld stuff handled away," and Rachel just kind of interjects and says like, he calls it a fiasco, and she interjects and says like, "It wasn't a fiasco. Like you saved us." And Cable just responds with whatever, and it's just the kind of reply of a teen who is embarrassed that he just received praise. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it feels like he was trying to make sort of a self-deprecating joke, and she took it seriously. But yeah, it feels like a very natural interaction.
Yeah,
just a fun thing between the two siblings, who really don't get much when they're together, especially a young Cable.
And yeah, so we go through the gates and we're met by the two detectives. I love these two dudes.
I also love these guys. Our favorite Philadelphia cops, Detective DiStegano and Molina.
Di Stefano, but yes. Yeah. These two, again, just feel like they're out of a procedural.
Yeah, dropped into a world with people with superpowers, but still doing procedural things.
Yeah, I need them to meet Jeff Bannister.
Please, I would love that.
I also really like how they're like a very typical cop brand of skeptical about people coming into the case. Even when these are like mutants whose powers surpass any human understanding, and they're still like, look, we're grateful for your interest, but I don't know if you're gonna like be of any use to us.
Like, do you know how long we've been on the force for? We've been doing this cop thing for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a world where the actual Norse god of thunder exists and comes to visit.
Look, sometimes you're just competent at your job and you need to have some confidence to go along with that.
I suppose so.
But yeah, they're like, yeah, we don't really know how much help you guys are gonna be. Like, we've been doing this for a bit. And Rachel's just like, oh no, I got you, and just immediately tracks down where these people are. It's just some crazy X-Men cultists who carve X's into their faces.
Yeah, remember that tidbit about some people going crazy when Xavier telepathically talked to everyone across the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still exist.
But, yeah, she tracks down where they are, like, almost instantly. Some guy is pretending to be some kind of mutant leader. And, yeah, we got these X-dudes just kidnapping babies.
Well, almost kidnapping babies. One of the babies that they bring says, we liberated this one from a mother that sold her to us. Which,
yeah.
Man, that's a bummer. That poor kid, that poor little baby.
But yeah, we pull up in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, as the two cops discuss warrants.
It can't really break into a place. It's illegal to do so unless they got a warrant. You know, it's gonna take time. Sure, these newfangled kids with their newfangled powers were able to find the place, but we still got rules to follow.
My favorite exchange, I think, in this entire comic, comes here. Cable asks, what are we looking at? And Rachel's just like, oh yeah, just some confused humans. They got some impressive side offenses, though. And I think Molino here asks DiStefano the same exact question, just what are we looking at? And he just responds with probably 2 weeks unpaid if this goes sideways. And it's just very funny. Like, it's just two duos who are hanging out together, operating in just very different worlds.
Yes. It really comes across as like a comedy buddy cop show, and it's very fun.
Yeah.
And it continues too, because Rachel is able to take everybody and show them what's inside through the eyes of another person. And the cops kind of look at each other and go, how are we going to explain this for a warrant? Yeah,
and they turn around to tell Cable and Rachel not to do anything. They're already running in.
Yeah, no stopping these kids. Cable runs in, smashing all of the glass in the house, turning it into shards to hurt all of these weird cultist members as they try to fight back. And I say try in the very loosest sense, because what are you going to do against two very psychically powered individuals?
Yeah, we get a name for the leader here. It's Monsignor?
Monsignor? I think
Monsignor?
It's French.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's okay, he's not going to matter soon.
Yeah, Cable's just been fighting for his life on Arakua and doing some weird sword challenge. This person running at him with a knife is not really a threat.
He fought what the 4 horsemen of Apocalypse are based on.
Yeah.
These people are nothing.
But yeah, goes upstairs, throws some dudes off this. Also, Monsignor called him a false mutant. The cultists are quickly realizing he is not that. It's pretty clear that these cultists are being tricked and deceived by their leader. They're clearly very pro-mutant and worship them, but
their fanaticism is being pushed in the wrong place.
I'm very curious about this fake mutant concept because I don't think we've heard about it before, and it makes such little sense.
Yes.
It makes for such an obvious lie that, it, I guess, portrays the cultists as easily very easy to manipulate. But yeah, I would love to know what the lore behind fake mutants is. Is it that people are running around passing themselves off as mutants? Because that's silly.
Yeah, it is very silly. I think these cultists come across as just very easily duped.
It's such a funny, term to have in your back pocket in case a mutant comes running in trying to save the babies that you kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's not a real mutant.
That's a
fake
false.
one.
That's a false mutant.
Yeah, because if you think about it for more than a second, you realize how silly it is. But
yeah, and it's like this dude's doing psychic stuff. We sure this guy's fake, and it's like yeah, totally. But yeah, so Cable runs upstairs, tells everybody to drop him, and comes face to face with the cultist pointing knives at babies, and then is like, oh, don't drop them. But again, easily neutralized threats. Rachel psychically grabs all the babies, and Cable just shoots everybody in the shoulder.
yeah. Again, I'm pretty sure this is just a comedy show as a comic, and I think at times it does work pretty well.
Yeah. The detectives run in and are just like, okay, I guess this is wrapped up. Takes a look in the Monsignor's mind here and sees a familiar face.
Dun dun dun. All right.
Okay, Stryfe.
Yeah, no, if we weren't done with weird comic things, we're gonna get into more weird comic things. But I have to ask.
We got a bunch of new faces in these issues, now that I think about it.
We really did, and none of them are just easy to explain.
No.
But Sergio, I do have to ask, do you know who Stryfe is at all?
I mean, I didn't before I read this issue. I think this does a decent enough job at explaining who he is, at least giving me the gist, so that I, as an uncultured follower of comics, starting with the Krakow era, I have an inkling of what we're talking about and what the stakes are. But when this plot twist occurs and Cable freaks out about it, I had absolutely no idea what was going on. There was a guy with a silly helmet.
Yes.
And that's about it.
The most 90s cartoon villain looking helmet.
Yes.
So
Tim, what do you want to tell the people about Stryfe?
I don't really know my Stryfe history. Again, I have a very big blind spot for 90s X-Men. What I know about Stryfe is a Cable clone, except he's evil.
Yes, that is the easiest and safest way to explain who Stryfe is. I'm sorry to say it gets even worse and more complicated.
Okay, go hit us.
Okay. So, New Mutants number 87, 1990.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I've read this comic.
Yeah, if you know Cable's origin, then you're going to have a good idea of where this is going. Because everything for Stryfe starts there. When a baby Cable is infected with the... oh my gosh, why am I...
Techno-organic virus. I got you.
Thank you. And has to be sent to the future to be saved. When baby Cable got there, Mother Ascani wanted to use Cable to defeat Apocalypse. And she wasn't sure if Cable was going to make it through the techno-organic virus. So just in case, she made a clone of him. And this clone is Stryfe. What happened is, when the original Cable did in fact live through the techno-organic virus, they realized they didn't actually need the clone anymore, but before they could make some questionable ethical decisions, Apocalypse attacked, everybody gets away, but this clone is captured by him, and Apocalypse believes that this is the original Cable, so he thinks that he has Cyclops' actual son. And this clone grew into Stryfe. So this is essentially, what if Cable was raised by Apocalypse, and was taught all of Apocalypse's ideas and believed he was the real Nathan Summers. But when he found out that he was in fact a clone, went mad, broke free, and has decided to make it his personal life goal of ruining Cable's day across time and space for all time.
This feels like it happens more
is-
frequently than you would think.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is... So he's the Reverse Flash.
Yes. But also it gets a little weird because he got retconned accidentally for a while, where sometimes instead of being raised by Apocalypse, he was raised by Kang. And then they accidentally fixed that, and now it's Apocalypse again.
Sure.
It's really weird. Sometimes they put him in the background as the mastermind of things. If you know what the Legacy virus is, he invented that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's dumb. Comics is dumb, and I love it. And it's, yeah, that's Stryfe. He just hates Cable so much.
Evil clone.
Evil clone, yeah, who wants to be the real boy.
We, in this little flash of Stryfe here, he's like, yeah, just make sure to kill yourself if you get captured. It'll be easier. And Monsignor promptly does that. Rachel immediately is like, what'd you see? And he's like, oh, nothing, just nothing at all. And we have a panel of the detectives holding the babies, asking if
Three
either
and
of them...
one, and one holding two. It's great.
Yeah, one's like, do you know how to change diapers? I love these guys.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
But yeah, we cut back to Summer's family dinner as Rachel tells Mom and Dad the story of Cable saving the day.
I also like this image of everybody coming home and then just Cyclops is doing just dad things, and they're like, yeah, no, we saved the day. You know, a couple cultists died and went to prison, but hey, we did a good thing. And he's like, yeah, I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah.
Cyclops would be up there in Krakoa Bake Off.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Cyclops and Jean would like team up.
Yeah, if they had like a team competition.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, Cable clearly has something on his mind. Rachel can know this. He's not exactly hiding it well. And just like she's like, hey, I know you got a lot going on. Check in with Hope. Like you need to do that. Like you got to figure this out. And Rachel's just like, okay, if you want to talk, like you know where to find me. And Cable punches a wall out of frustration. And Cyclops, again, just doing dad stuff, just instantly is like, okay, look, I get it, dude. You're going through some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And just my advice, like, just take a step back, take a good look at it, you know, see if your luck changes. And Cable takes that literally.
I know.
He's like,
immediately
actually,
where this
great
is
idea.
Yeah. Same. And yeah, so we cut to a data page here of a note from Sage to Beast being like, hey, Cable wants all our files on Stryfe. I don't think this kid really reads all that much. Do we have a Stryfe problem?
Yes, and
Like-
also, by the way, most of that is tied to Apocalypse, and his stuff is still classified. Can we even do this?
Yeah. But yeah,
Just wonderful.
we cut to Cable, who monologues to somebody in the Green Lagoon about, you know, just need some luck changed. Just, you know, you're kind of the best person for that. Got Stryfe, gotta hunt him down. It's me, you know, that's a me problem. I gotta solve it. And you want to help us out? And it's Domino. Of course, it's Domino.
Yep, and if you're not sure what this is about, Domino and Cable have been buddies for a very long time. But typically it is older Cable. So young Cable doing that after Domino knows old Cable might be a little awkward, but she seems all on board for it.
Yeah.
This feels like a solid pairing.
Yeah, I like this. That's great. I want to see them interact.
Also, I didn't get the chance to comment on the data page, but someone should tell Sage that snitches get stitches.
Yeah. Don't immediately run to Beast. Come on.
No, maybe tell like Wolverine or somebody rational who
Yeah.
could maybe just pull Cable aside and be like, okay, kid, what's going on?
Anyway, I want to talk about... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to make another bad joke, but we can save everybody from that, and we can go talk about Wolverine.
No, I want to hear it.
No, see, now I already forgot it. See, those
Uh,
things come to me in the moment, and if I don't say them, they dissipate into the void immediately.
Okay, fair enough. But okay, let's go into Wolverine.
Woo, we're celebrating 350 issues.
Yeah.
Yay.
And we're going to
and I
celebrate by
checked-
making him depressed as fuck.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. No other way to celebrate Wolverine.
So yeah, we start this issue off with our good old pal Jeff Bannister having a cold one on the lawn.
Let's go!
Yeah,
Ooh, it's our buddy. And then just to clarify, this issue does have 2 stories. I mentioned it a little earlier. There's a prologue, which is called War Stories, and then the actual rest of the issue is called The Past Ain't Dead.
yeah.
So we're going to start with the prologue.
Also, shout out to Wolverine immediately throwing this beer bottle onto the lawn, and Jeff Bannister just doesn't even comment on it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure he's done that multiple times since they first hung out, and he did that, and he's like, but my manicured lawn.
Yeah. So Jeff immediately picks up on something's up with Wolverine here. He's kind of going through it, and just prompts him like, "Hey, man, you got to talk."
Mm-hmm.
And just tells him like, "Hey, like, give me a war story here. Just tell me what's going on. You seem like you need to just have a conversation." Wolverine's like, "You first," and he's like, "All right."
Yep, fair enough. And Bannister recalls his story about being in the U.S. Army. It is not stated, but it seems pretty clearly to be playing off of the Iraq War during America's War on Terror, where Bannister and his crew blew up a convoy at one point, and when they went to check to make sure everybody inside was dead, he realized that his mission had been to kill a diplomat trying to vie for peace, and he was not actually the good guy, he was the bad guy.
Yeah, and they pass this off as the news, or the news passed this off like, "Oh, they were killed by terrorists," and
This is the
Jeff
same
says,
thing.
like, yeah.
This is the same thing we had in the last issue with the detectives doing a cop procedural, except like 10 times more of a bummer.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But yeah, they told them that they said they were killed by terrorists, and Jeff says, "Yeah, we were the terrorist."
Dun, dun,
Just
dun.
like came to the realization they're just there to keep the war machine going. And Jeff says, Wolverine asks him why he's still working for him. Jeff just says, like, I want to do what I can to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen. Yeah, pretty cool moment here. I like that story quite a bit. And then we go into Wolverine's story, which is
which is also not great. Arguably, maybe a little worse. I don't know. Depends on how you rank the body count.
yeah. He kind of talks about how like a lot of his memories are still kind of just pieces and whatever. But the one he flashes to is specifically back when he was on Team X with Maverick and Sabretooth. Maverick is someone we're going to be getting into a little bit later.
Yes, very much so. But to say a little bit more about Team X, they were first shown off in Wolverine number 48 in 1991. They are a CIA Weapons Plus backed program. It is a team that was formed in the 1960s with Wolverine, Sabretooth, Maverick, as well as 3 others named Kestrel, Mastodon, and Silver Fox. They're very much deep in the Cold War at this point. It's very anti-Soviet, it's focused on Cuba, and the members of Team X are often brainwashed and had their memories messed with after and before missions, so that's not helping Logan with his memory problems. But we can see why, because this memory that he is remembering is when the 3 of them went to an oil platform somewhere in the Pacific and basically murdered well over 1,000 people.
Yeah, they sent him onto an oil platform and just said, we need to make this explosion look good. There can't be any survivors. So yeah, they go and just kill everybody on this rig.
I do like the outfits.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are very Black Ops.
Yeah, the outfits are really good. Wolverine has done some pretty bad things in his past as well. Also for the CIA.
Yeah. Just killed a bunch of dudes, blew up an oil rig, caused a major environmental issue, and yeah, Wolverine's very angry, like has his claws popped back in the present, and Jeff just kind of puts a hand on his shoulder and like, hey, it's okay, man.
Yeah, and he gives a bit of a discussion about, hey, I was there too, I was lost in kind of the blood and terror of it all until my daughter's cancer and everything, and how she was asking, are people going to remember me, or are they going to remember what killed me? And basically kind of shifted his perspective and realized that, yeah, you know what, you're right. Maybe we shouldn't be focusing always on this stuff. Maybe we should be focusing on the good moments, the moments when they went out and shared a triple scoop of chocolate mint chip or did something else. And it kind of helped him put it into perspective. It's not always going to stay away, and it is going to still bother you, but you don't have to live in the moment all the time.
Yeah. And also, again, just as he's handing Wolverine another beer here, just says, like, and yeah, like, I don't know about this Krakoa deal, but, like, it seems like it's a shot at happiness. Just maybe focus on that. And Wolverine just kind of comments, like, oh, yeah, I'm doing what I can. And, yeah, they go on to just have a beer together. As Dolores from the X desk watches.
I'm actually really bummed about this.
This is character assassination as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. I want to believe this is another woman in a wheelchair also doing this. Because
just different.
my Dolores would never.
Yeah. But yeah, Jeff warns Wolverine of the X desk here. And yeah, we get a little shot of Dolores. Dolores aside, I like this little mini story quite a bit.
It's fine. I like how that drone is just hovering way too close to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun moment. I appreciate just the fuck the CIA thing kind of going on in the background of these. It's a little bit on the nose, but it works for me.
It does. I will say Bannister's story, while, not uncommon for some people, does feel like it's pulling on the trope of, the American soldier who realized they were the bad guys and everything. And it was like, okay, sure, whatever. It works as a little story moment. I think Wolverine's works a little bit better if this is what is to celebrate his 350th issue.
Yeah.
But I'm still upset about Dolores. And the fact that she is also putting Bannister apparently in the crosshairs.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. But we got other stuff to handle. The past ain't dead. And we cut to Utah, everybody's favorite state.
Ah, yes, the glorious state of Utah, where, these mercenaries in stealth suits can break into a super secret black site government place and just murder everyone inside just to take some dog tags.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of action here. It's just a bunch of dudes just shooting some stuff. And, yeah, someone goes in there, grabs a dog tag. It's Wolverine's.
Dun dun dun.
Meanwhile, back on Krakoa, Omega Red's getting jumped.
Yes, and in a weird way, because we've already seen this happen to him kind of in X-Force, and Percy writes both stories, so I don't know why he wanted to do the same thing again.
Yeah, I was a little confused about what was going on here. Whatever happened in X-Force completely slipped my mind during the time that I was reading this, and then it just felt like a retread of things that had happened. So I was also a little confused.
Yeah, I agree. It was a little odd here. But yeah, this time it's Scout and Dakin get to participate.
Yeah, they set up a trap for him. There's a vine that grabs Omega Red's leg and pulls him up upside down. He breaks free, and Dakin jumps in, and, Omega Red fights them off a little bit, and is essentially saying, I don't want to fight you guys. This was supposed to be amnesty. What are you doing?
Yeah. Wolverine shows up and is like, yeah, I said I could handle my own, but they wanted to help out. And he's like, what do you want? And he's like, yeah, tell me about when you trapped me in a block of ice.
Yeah, for Dracula.
Yeah, and Omega Red says like, I didn't do that.
He basically went, nuh-uh.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know what you thought you saw. I'm not doing that. You're the one that's messing with me here.
Just very weird retreading of this. Like, I get what happened to Omega Red was in a completely different book. That was over in X-Force, and this is trying to cover what only happened in Wolverine, which is the whole Dracula thing.
Yeah.
It's just weird, because it already happened.
Yeah, so last time we learned that he's a secret double agent, and X-Force is trying to use him as an asset.
Yeah, and
yes.
Wolverine clearly doesn't trust that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why he put this whole thing together just to... Because this doesn't come across as Wolverine trying to make sure that Omega Red does not remember the North. It comes across as him being like, why did you do that in the North? Which...
Oh, yeah, no, I don't really think... Because the vibe from this is... I mean, he outright says it. It's to put some fear into him. Like, oh, yeah, we can get you.
It's just so weird. I don't know. It's a very... If both books were not written by the same person, I could kind of, understand it a little more of like, okay, they were both writing stories with the same character, so things might be just a little funky, but it's the same person. So I don't know. Maybe this was just the only way it worked, but okay.
What was the last X-Force issue we read?
Ooh, I can pull that up. That was Into the Deep. That was when they went underwater to go deal with the weird Krakoan tumor that fell off.
Let me rephrase that question. What was the issue we saw where they covered this Omega Red stuff last time? Was that 15?
Good question. Let me see.
It must be 15, yeah.
Yes, it is. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, this is when Beast sends a letter to the Five to have, hey, do this weird stuff, and Xavier says, yeah, no, the mutant CIA has full authority.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
Technically, maybe Wolverine didn't know fully, because Beast does say, hey, maybe we should use him as a double agent, and Wolverine kind of goes off on him and says that's a really stupid idea, but Beast does it anyway.
I thought they actually did this Wolverine kind of beating up Omega Red thing here, because I think this makes a little bit more sense actually now that I'm looking at it, because Wolverine does not trust this. I don't think he tells Beast this is a terrible idea and we should not use him as this.
Right.
So, and especially because this isn't really him trying to fetch out information here. This is Wolverine thinking he knows this is going to go south and he wants to threaten Omega Red just to make sure that he knows it.
I guess. But
well, I mean that's what he says.
Right, but Wolverine would also know that Beast was planning to wipe his memory and do all of that. So
was his memory actually wiped? I think he wiped it of the what was going on in the interrogation, but he didn't really wipe it of what he had been doing from Dracula.
No, because I thought he did. Or
no, he was
part
just
of that.
He was just trying to wipe the interrogation. I think. I don't know why he would have wiped the other stuff. I mean, maybe he did, but
yeah, because in this issue, Omega Red says, I never handed you off to Dracula and the Vampire Nation for bloodletting. I never did anything like that. I never held you below the ice of that lake. So he just straight up does not remember what he did in Canada.
I mean, I would believe that that's not because of Beast's influence, but because of his weird memory stuff that he already had built in before Beast went in.
Yeah.
This is true, because he is still being technically controlled by the Vampire Nation.
Yes, they said he was mesmerized. So that might just include not having memories of his time when he's serving Dracula.
True, yeah, I could buy that.
There's a lot of mind control going on here.
Yeah, it just feels messy. That's about it.
But anyway, we get to the Singing Stones.
Hey, what if Beast made more spy tech and used it against other nations and CEOs and not Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, that's basically what's happening.
Yeah. It's a bunch of conversations they got from we got a senator up for re-election who seems to be cheating. There is a CEO who is just doing some shady stuff for some business deal, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna buy up everything. We're gonna have more money than Charles Xavier's." He gets one of some people who are very skeptical about Krakoa, and someone's noticing, hey, the numbers don't really add up. I don't really understand. Like I've been keeping track of their deaths, but they have more people still. And then someone is talking about a new religion. We're a little bit worried. We're a little bit worried about it.
That last one feels like it's supposed to be about the Pope, which I think is very funny.
Yeah,
Do you remember? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. Do you remember that scene in The Dark Knight where the Batman had that little spy room and immediately he used it to track down the Joker or whatever, and then immediately destroyed it afterward because he realized it was just like a really big breach of privacy, and he probably shouldn't have that kind of power.
Gosh.
This is that.
It is that. Oh, wow. I hadn't thought about that in a while because, I mean, in current day America, this is somewhat reality. Where if you want to track down something and listen to people, you could probably do that very easily. Batman was made in a time where people were like, maybe that's a bad idea.
Yeah, it said some 2008, maybe the Patriot Act is bad type.
Yeah, it was just kind of vague before it really like ramped up even more.
Yeah, but Beast has something called the Shadow Room where they can listen in on people.
Yeah,
and there's some stuff going on with Team X. Some people are kind of talking about it.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like how nobody questions the Shadow Room.
Yeah,
and are just like, okay, Beast.
Yeah, but I like the look of it. It's like very.
I also like the look of it.
It looks like you're standing in like a 90s video game.
Oh, I was gonna say, it looks like I'm standing in a Ubisoft video game.
Yeah.
Like
yes. Or Batman.
Yeah.
Detective Vision.
Yeah. It really is like the crazy go back in time to your past self room from like Assassin's Creed or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool.
But yeah, you know, we know where Sabretooth is. We don't really know where Maverick is.
Yeah, your old Team X buddies, the Department of Defense called and said, someone's looking into that. What do you know about this, Wolverine? You were a part of that.
Yeah. We get another data page here about the Mercs. The mercenary team of just some dudes who didn't really have a problem with mutants. They were just kind of they're just kind of some dudes who were doing jobs. And we kept track of one of them, Trevor Crosby, the one who had the dog that died.
Yes, and I do have to stand corrected. Beast did not kill him. They just took his dog, which is as collateral, just as bad.
We took his beloved dog, Rufus, as insurance. The last he checked, Rufus is currently wandering happily about Krakoa.
Maybe want to check that again, Beast.
Yeah.
But to note here is this Merc apparently has now been taking some more work, including one to raid a U.S. government black site. Maybe it's time to visit him.
Yeah.
But before we get into where that's going to lead, let me tell you a little bit about Maverick. He is either known as Christopher Nord or David North. He in fact changes his name and it goes back and forth. But he is also known as Maverick. He was introduced in Wolverine 48 in 1991. He has kinetic energy absorption, very similar to what Sebastian Shaw can do, and is able to use that for his work with mercenary groups, Team X. He also went through the Weapon X program, which is what Wolverine and Sabretooth also went through. He did lose his powers on M-Day, so he currently does not have his mutant powers. And as far as we know, never got them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. He is a mercenary. He's with Wolverine and Sabretooth a lot. That's all you got.
But yeah, some of these mercs are breaking into somewhere in Los Angeles. It's Dazzler's house, apparently.
Which I think is very funny. Also, very cool house, Dazzler, not gonna lie.
Yeah, they got some instruments up on the wall. It's like this big old glass dome looking thing. It's pretty neat looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, they comment, I can't believe Dazzler leaves this place unguarded before a bunch of sound wolves pop up. And yeah, they are very the mercs do not seem to be having fun with this, and right as that's popping off, Wolverine just jumps through a window.
Yes, and in a really sick pose. I'm not gonna lie, artist did a great job there of Wolverine just coming through the window, ready to just murder people.
Yeah. He immediately pings Crosby, who's like, "Oh God." Gets
Not again.
Yeah, just gets glossed in the soldier. He's like, "We gotta have a talk."
Again,
and
privately.
he buries him in the sand, takes off his mask, and it's interrogation time. Has a lot of questions about Maverick.
Yes, and this assault on a black site in Utah. And, Crosby's got a fair point. You stole my dog.
Yeah.
Why do I want to talk to you?
He's like, maybe we'll get your dog back if you just don't kill me. And he says, like, yeah, he's the one who started the mercs, but Krakoa declaring sovereignty is what really, like, picked up business there.
Yes, and we've gotten this line before. I believe it was from an earlier issue of Wolverine, where Krakoa declaring itself as a nation state kind of put a pause on all wars in the world, as everybody kind of realized there was a new nuclear power around and maybe we need to reevaluate and prepare ourselves. So that put a lot of servicemen and women out of the job, and they didn't really have anywhere else to go, so a lot of them turned to mercenary work.
Yeah. So Wolverine wants to know where he is. He says he doesn't know. We don't know where he's been. Like, just nobody in the organization currently does. And he's like, yeah, we've been doing jobs for this place called the Legacy House. They really like mutant, like, memorabilia. Like, they which is, I guess, what they were doing robbing Dazzler's house here, was just to get stuff for that. But yeah, like, collector's items just really hot on the black market currently. He asked him where he saw it north, and he's like, yeah, he left to do a delivery for him. And then asked him, is his dog okay? Right before he gets shot in the head.
I love how invested the writers are in this dog subplot.
I know. I love how many callbacks we got to the Rufus stuff.
Just kind of out of nowhere, too, because the dog... this guy showed up, disappeared for a while, and then suddenly it was like, oh yeah, the dog. Oh, here's the merc. All right, they're dead now.
Yeah, they're both dead. I guess he got his dog back in that way.
Oh, man. That's a very depressing way to look at it.
Yeah. But now, Logan has a lead, at least. So we're on the point. He's getting dressed up in a little white suit.
We should mention also the sniper that shot this guy was far away and then very quickly disappeared, very much before Logan could really even do anything.
Yeah.
So, something to note. But yeah, Logan's looking, he's looking crisp. He shaved. He doesn't have any, like, stubble or anything going on. He's looking good, looking a little James Bond.
Yeah. Just really, really secret agent Logan here. But yeah, Beast tells him we got him a ticket to the Legacy House, and that's where he's going. Shows up in Madripoor. Of course, it's in Madripoor.
Yeah, of course it is.
Does a little secret code dance with the hotel clerk, who seems to have a glass eye.
And a gun under her desk with a really cool cat.
And yeah, he pays 400,000 bots for a key to room 13. And as he's leaving, she's like, enjoy your visit, mister. And he says, Bond. No, he says, Patch. Name's Patch. Have we talked about his secret identity, Patch?
I
feel like we have.
Only briefly. Because I think it was either me or you, Tim, made a joke about the fact that he's put on an eye patch and pretended that was a secret identity once.
Yeah, this is his secret identity.
I can't believe they brought it back. It's so dumb.
I love it.
Yeah, same.
And my favorite part, too, where you see fully that he is Patch, his shadow is him with his helmet on.
Yeah,
As if maybe you didn't know that was Wolverine. Here you go.
Hey, if you told me, if you took this picture and told me it's Sebastian Shaw.
Okay. Fair.
I can see it.
You know, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed
But-
the shadow. It's so silly.
It's
Yeah.
so silly. Oh, yeah, man.
I love his line at the end here. It doesn't end off on this, which I think is a very good quote of Name's Patch. You could have ended the issue here, but instead we get, and I'm sure looking forward to bleeding some money at this auction as he's walking with a cat up to two dudes with cowboy hats standing in front of room 13, and it's so funny.
He has a bunch of
It's so
one-liners
funny.
in this issue. When he crashes into Dazzler's house, he says, "I got a dog in this fight," while they're fighting the
Yeah.
sound dogs. Oh, yeah.
You know, Wolverine is just a silly guy, honestly. Under
Yeah.
all the trauma, he's just very
He's
silly.
the best.
The best there is at what he does, and what he does is say one-liner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, says it right there in the cover. The best there is.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our issues this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, some fun ones.
I have to say, I
Definitely.
find the concept of Legacy House so stupid. That the mercs would be like, they love killing so much, and they ran out of reasons to kill, so they got together to do some killing. I don't think that's how merc works.
Yeah. You know, just had to go find some missions to take.
And
Neat.
those missions just became burglars.
Yeah. Look, whatever pays you, man. You got to make bills.
I
He's-
suppose.
He's got a dog to feed, and what he does is, look, Trevor Cosby is the best there is at what he does, and what he does is make ends meet. takes care of his dog, you know. Private contract work. Just a lot of private contract work that involves mutants right now, I guess.
I
yeah,
guess.
it's
That's the hot thing.
yeah, it's silly. It's some comic book goofiness.
I think that can be the theme of this week, at least for 2 of these issues, is comic book goofiness.
Yeah,
Arguably all 3, because I had to talk about Tyr, and that is just absolute ridiculousness.
but yeah, we got some plots that are now rolling along here, and we're gonna continue those plots next time. We got Wolverine issues 8 and 9 next week, and we're also going back to Excalibur for issue 17.
We're gonna see what's wrong with Betsy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward
Finally.
to it. I'm particularly excited about more Wolverine. But sure, Betsy can come too.
Mm-hmm. She can just cap off the week after we get all of those Wolverine one-liners and him being silly. We'll get an actually real, emotionally deep story in Excalibur.
exactly.
I think that was actually a little mean of me. I'm sorry. I do like Excalibur. I think it's fun.
But yeah, I believe those are our issues. So, or that's our episode.
I was going to say, there might be more issues. If there are, they are a surprise to me, and I did not read them.
Yeah.
So, but if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you could give us a review on your podcasting app of choice, that would be great. It helps us get out there and find more people to read and listen along to this Krakoan journey that we're on. If you would like to follow this podcast on social media, where we post some pictures of the issues that we're reading, the reading order that we're going through, as well as any updates we might have about the podcast, you can find us at Study of X, both on Twitter, also known as X, and on Tumblr. We are also on Blue Sky, however, because Blue Sky still does not have planning out and scheduling your tweets, it's not very active over there. And if you would like to send us an email, maybe you have a question, maybe your favorite Wolverine one-liner, you can send us an email at studyofx@gmail.com, and we might just have Tim read it here on the podcast.
Yeah.
And if you are looking for us individually, you can find me at Sonics, that is SAWNEEKS, over on Blue Sky. I am still very deep into Warhammer, and I have been learning a lot about the lore. If you want to know about the Horus Heresy, please come and ask me, and I will talk too much about it. And if you want to go and find Tim and ask him about where the Legacy House is, and perhaps where you could sell this super secret, one-of-a-kind San Diego Comic-Con version of Captain America's shield. Tim, where could they find you?
I'm at Cypher's wedding reception, really debating asking somebody if they want to do Crucible.
Ooh, who's top on your list for asking?
Chamber. Just really want to get some fire mouth going on here.
That I've heard, maybe burning alive is probably one of the worst ways to die. Are you sure you want to do that?
Who said anything about burning? I really want to knife fight that guy.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe. You know what, Sergio? Don't tell Tim, but I think Chamber is allowed to use his powers. In fact, if they do want to let you know more about the Crucible, perhaps you want to know a little bit more about how absolutely messed up it is. Sergio, where can they find you to tell you?
Oh, sorry, I'm currently in a meeting with some TV execs. I'm trying to sell them on Bake Off Krakoa.
Oh!
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, I wish you the best of luck. I really want to see that, and I think it'll do wonderful.
Yeah, I'm gonna patch you into the call right after this.
Okay, perfect. I have a really good pitch idea of the first couple of episodes. You can't give people, the main X-Men team right off. You have to build up to getting Cyclops or Jean on board. But I think you could start off with the New Mutants, because I'm pretty sure Glob is going to be a fan favorite right out the bat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Glob would do great on it, huh?
He's got his Laxo recipe.
Yeah. But okay, that will be our episode.
Yep. So until next time, later, mutants.
Bye. All right.